Hey guys, it's your girl Abby and I'm back with another video. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. I know there's probably a lot of new faces rolling in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for clicking on this video. I will invite you to subscribe so that you see more videos. But also comment down below where you are coming from, if it's from TikTok or Instagram. I'd love to hear where you found me, or maybe you stumbled upon me on the YouTube. Anyways, without talking too much, I want to get straight into this video. I recently posted a video on Instagram that probably a lot of you found me from. It was reaching a lot of people and you guys really liked it. I will insert it right here so that you can watch it if you haven't seen it. Trust yourself. Trust that you made the right decision. Trust that you standing firm on your morals and beliefs will make sense in time. Remember that you were here for a reason. Remember that whatever shift or turn that is happening in your life, God is still with you. God is still here. Sometimes we get sad over the fact that our lives no longer look the same. Our lives are looking a little different this season. Maybe it's a little quieter. Maybe you're in a season where your focus has shifted and you're working on things that you pushed aside for years. Whatever it is, your life feels different. But different doesn't always mean bad. The one thing that never changes is the fact that there is going to be change in your life. And a lot of times that change comes with a lot of fear, right? There's fear because there's also uncertainty. We don't know how things are going to play out. We don't know where we're going to end up. And so we get anxious and we get nervous. And so I really want to talk about and give you guys tips on how you can navigate through the changes of life without losing your mind and without losing your sanity, still enjoying the present moment, still being able to show up every day with a sense of peace, right? And so the first thing that I would say is to give it time. A lot of times we are in transitional or transitionary phases of our life where everything is starting to look different, right? Maybe it's picking up pace or it's slowing down. Regardless of what it is, it's unfamiliar. We've never been here before. And that can be scary initially, but the rule of thumb that I have is give it time. Whenever you start something new, whenever you try something new, it's important to allow it to play out. It's important to allow things to make sense, right? And usually it takes time to do that. So it's understanding that within this moment right now, it might not feel the most comfortable. That doesn't mean that it's wrong or right, but it's understanding that, or it's having faith that you made the decision based on your morals, your beliefs, and your principles, and it's understanding that that decision will play out in time, right? That's the only way that we're going to figure out if we made the right decision or if we made the wrong decision. I guess if we take a couple steps back before making decisions, before getting into a new area of our life, right? Let's make sure that our decisions are based on our morals and our beliefs, right? That's the most important thing. Make sure you aren't sacrificing who you are, sacrificing your beliefs for the sake of anyone else, for the sake of anyone else's expectation for your life. Make sure it's true to you, right? Because that's the only way that we can even sit through the time of allowing it to play out. So that's kind of going a couple steps back, but make sure your decisions are based on your morals, your beliefs, and your principles. Trust God and trust the process, right? Understand that life is about laying brick after brick after brick. When you lay your first brick, when you lay your second brick, you can't tell that it's going to be a wall. You can't tell what the final result is. But you know that in order to build a wall, you've got to lay brick by brick by brick. And so it's trusting that this brick is going to uphold the next brick, and in time this is going to build the great wall that I aspire to have, the great wall that I need to have, right? And so it's allowing things to play out in time, and it's giving it that time to play out. It isn't rushing, it isn't jumping into anything. It's allowing things to simply play out and understanding that the sense comes with the time. The understanding comes with the time. The second thing that I would say is understand that everything has a purpose. when we are going through changes in life or entering a phase that is new, understand that it has purpose. I think a lot of us get stuck in the idea or stuck in anxiety and uneasiness because we're worried that we made the wrong decision. I know for me, this is always a thought, oh my God, is this the right decision? Am I doing the right thing? This is what I believe and this is what I stand on, but is this decision aligned with it, right? We start to doubt ourselves, and that's where the uneasiness comes in. And so the rule of thumb that I go about is everything has purpose. You know, I put my best foot forward and I hope that I'm doing the right thing, and I have my community of people to kind of keep me in check with that. But also understanding that like everything has purpose, and so if I did make the wrong decision, if I did step out in the wrong direction, it can be used for good, you know? It'll be used as a learning lesson. I think back on, you know, some of the challenges that I've been through in life, and one that I can vividly remember, when I was 18, I went through this like really tragic breakup, if I'm being honest with you. And it really just like shattered my life at the time, and I thought that I would never be able to get through it. I thought that it was like the worst thing that could ever happen to me. I was like, oh my God, my life is over. But I look back on that today and I'm like, wow, if that didn't happen, I literally would not be standing in front of this camera right now. Like, I would not have any of the understanding of myself, the understanding of life. My relationship with God would not be what it is today if I didn't go through that heartbreak. And so that is a prime example of like, you know, I kind of stepped in the wrong direction of life. I kind of, you know, I was in a relationship that I probably shouldn't have been. I made mistakes, but those mistakes filled me with so much. Dove into myself, and I really found myself through those difficult times. And so it's understanding that even when you do step out in the wrong direction, even when you do make bad decisions, they can be used for the good. They can be used as learning lessons. And so it isn't the end of the world. This isn't like, you know, making exceptions to be kind of reckless or anything, but it's understanding that you're human, you know? I know some people don't like to hear that because it kind of sounds like, oh, well, you can just say that as an excuse, but, you know, be cautious of that and don't use it as an excuse, but also understand and give yourself grace that like you're human and you're going to mess up, and it isn't the end of the world when you do mess up. Just make sure you get back up and you try again, and you put your best foot forward to make the right decision when you do try again. The third and final thing that I would say is that different doesn't always mean bad. A lot of times life is changing, and the thing that throws us off is that it feels different. We get really anxious and we get really nervous. Sometimes we get sad or depressed because it's different. Oh my God, I've never been here. You know, sometimes we get that imposter syndrome. I don't know what I'm gonna do in this job. I don't know what I'm gonna do in this relationship. I'm not enough. I don't have the tools. I don't have the skills. And so we automatically associate the difference with being something bad. Because it's different, it's not good. And it's understanding and correcting our thoughts when we get in that mind frame of like, no, different doesn't always mean bad. Different is good sometimes. It's good to be in different situations because that's where we learn. That's where we expand. That's where we grow. And so it's not looking at the differences as something that is bad, as something that is going to affect us in a negative way, but looking at the differences and saying, wow, I'm in a totally different phase of my life. I'm getting older. I'm in spaces that I thought I would never be in. And that's a blessing. I'm exposed to different types of people and I get to learn about their lives. And, you know, this new workspace, for example, I'm exposed to new people. I'm exposed to new mindsets. And so a different environment is good. It's going to pour into you. It's going to teach you things that you've never learned before. It's exposing you to things, you know. I think back on like a lot of my jobs that I had that I kind of felt this imposter syndrome, where I look back on it now and I'm like, I'm so grateful that I got to work with these type of people or in this industry, because I got to learn so much about different types of people. Like, the world is filled with so many different types of people. I was a nurse for a long time, and so I got exposed to like the healthcare field. I used to work in a nursery with like babies and kids, and I got to, you know, interact with a lot of parents and see how that was. I worked at a restaurant, customer service. And so like all these jobs taught me all these different things and exposed me to different people. And so, oh, and also modeling. Like I'd still do modeling. Modeling exposed me to like the creative world of things, where you see people that are making livings off of creative jobs, photographers, stylists, hair and makeup. And it's like, oh wow, I didn't think that this could be a real job. Other models, oh, I didn't think that you could be a model full time. That's amazing. It expands your mind and it introduces you into whole new worlds. And so different doesn't always mean bad. Be open to the differences. Be open to what the differences has to teach you, right? Every person you come across teaches you something. Every person you come across knows something that you don't, and so there's always something for you to learn. And that's the same for situations. It's situational. Every situation that is unfamiliar, every situation that you know you've never been in before has something to teach you. There's something there for you to gain, right? You're there for a reason. You are there for a reason. And the last thing that I want to say is that remember that you are never alone. I think change can get really scary, and the uncertainty can get overwhelming when we think that we're doing it all on our own, right? And so it's remembering that God is always with you. In every situation, God is there. He's a prayer away. He's a thought away. You can call on him. And it's understanding that wherever you are in life has a purpose, and that you aren't navigating through it on your own. God is with you. Even when you make the wrong decision, God is with you. He's guiding you. He's nudging you. He's telling you which way to go. It's up to you if you want to be open to that, right? It's up to you if you want to listen, if you want to seek his knowledge and his presence in your life. But he's there. Even when you are in a state of pride, he's there. He's always, always there. I think back on my life, I'm putting a lot of personal examples in this video, but it's true. Like, I think back, like, even just a year ago when I was in, like, my life looked so different from what it is right now. And I wasn't necessarily, like, the happiest I could be. I was a different version of myself, if I'm being honest. And I think what would have brought me a lot of comfort when there was a lot of uncertainty, when I wasn't, in the best of mental health, is that God was still there, I think I really forgot about that. I really forgot that, like, even when I'm in my low moments, God is there. Sometimes we feel like we're in these low moments and we're alone and no one gets us. God is there. You can reach out and you can pray. He's there to guide you. He's there to comfort you. He's there to endure through the pain with you, right? And so it's just understanding that, like, you are never, ever, ever alone in this life. God is always by your side. Even when you think you're doing that thing that you're not supposed to do, he's still there with a loving arm waiting to embrace you. But yeah, that is it. I hope this video was helpful for anyone that's going through a transitional phase in their life, for anyone that's going through changes. I know that it can be tough. I know that, there's a lot of self-doubt that goes into it. I can definitely relate to that. Sometimes our mind is like our greatest enemy. It feels like it's just working against us. And so it's just remembering these 3 things and reiterating that to yourself to, keep that momentum going. Just keep pushing forward. The worst thing that you can do in life is stop moving, right? Regardless of where you're going, just keep moving. If you're going in the wrong direction, guess what? Eventually you're gonna get into the right direction. But when you stop moving is when the real problems come, right? That's what I've experienced, is that you can never go wrong when you're moving. Continue to take those steps, right? And it will all sort itself out eventually in time. Make sure you guys subscribe to this video. Hit the subscribe button below, give it a like, comment down below your thoughts, your ideas, and how you found me, how you came across my channel. And I also want to just say, like, thank you to everyone that's here, all the new faces, and everyone that's been sending, like, really kind words of encouragement and thanks. I really do see all of your messages, and I'm so grateful for every single one of you. This is like an answered prayer for me, if I'm being honest. Like, being in front of this camera is in answered prayer. And so I'm thankful for you people being here, because I couldn't be in front of the camera if you weren't behind it, you know what I mean? So thank you, I love you guys, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.